Yo. Chung redeeming first for the first time ever? Monumental pagging? Holy shit. Yo, what up, bro? Yo, what up? Juju and K. And Chung. And Lurkers. Hello. Dude, early fucking stream. I got 2 hours of sleep, so I'm just gonna stream until I pass out. Easy. Anyways. Tagging. Okay. So I made food. Juju, I literally made this food like what, 30 minutes ago. It's still sitting here, bro. I've been setting up the stream and everything. But I'm gonna watch some Amber Heard right now. This is actually live. It's streaming live. So I'm not fully caught up, but we're just gonna hop into it. So yeah, let's just fucking get right into it, man. Pause music.
Would there been something in confusion or something about his mental state, or less sharp, less alert, perhaps?
What's the next line say?
It says no evidence of mania, hypomania.
What am I eating?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
I didn't see in his presentation.
3 pieces of pizza, an apple, and a banana.
Okay. Next line.
Discussion about relationships, core issues of trust.
Oh my god, I'm so excited to eat this shit, dude.
Contact. Don't know.
Okay.
Fruitless meeting with her therapist.
Did you ever observe Mr. Depp with mania or hypomania in any of your other sessions?
Alright, who is this guy? Does anybody know?
At 10:24:14, Mr. Depp came in for another individual session, correct?
11:24:14.
The first line says 15 minutes late.
15 minutes late. Clear. Relationship stabilizing. Looking at jealous parts of him.
What do you mean by that, looking at jealous parts of him?
Things that make him jealous, and what his role might be in jealousy.
And what made Mr. Depp jealous?
Chatterino?
About what was happening there, but with Amber, I don't know. I can't recall. I see in my next notice it was a triggering point. On my next notice, triggering point, early breakup at 22, where an actress cheated with a leading man.
So was Mr. Depp jealous of Amber being with other men?
I don't remember that specifically.
Okay. And turning to Blaustein 18, which looks like it starts at 12:7:14.
Yeah.
Mr. Depp came in for an individual session.
Correct.
And then it looks like you have paranoia in quotes.
Would have been his word. And what he meant by that, the elements were fear, envy, and vigilance.
So Mr. Depp told you something about paranoia?
Well, as he defined it.
And his elements of paranoia were fear, envy, and vigilance, as he told you. Then there's, what's the next date, 12:18:14?
Yeah, let's see. 12:18:14, yes.
And Mr. Depp came in for a session.
Yes. Patient working.
Cooking stream? Yeah, I gotta do that this week.
So psychotherapy on phone. It says possible it was a phone session that I didn't mark as a phone session. Big fight with girlfriend yesterday. Struggling with how to separate. Let her tell you her feelings. Relationship needs to take care of you. Her to go to a safe zone, withdraw. different than childhood experiences.
And then it's at 1/6/15, correct?
Correct.
And what are these notes say?
Patient late, 20 minutes. Positive hypnotherapy session. Goals to make a beeline to bed. Using relationship to take care of the individuals. Let's see. Not logical approach to Amber's work. Take care of emotions. Sobriety continuing.
And then Blaustein 20. Move down to the last page. And this is for 1/8/15, just to be clear.
1/8/15, correct. Slate, vulnerability, woman in studio who admired Amber. Threat.
What did that mean? What did you understand that to mean?
That probably related to your prior question, that there was a woman who admired her that he felt jealous of. Let's see, the next thing is something of vulnerability. Instances of vulnerability. An internal fear parallel to vulnerability in childhood. Inability.
Fuck, I forgot to get a drink.
Only way.
What does that mean? Free or fight, only way.
Free or fight.
I'll be right back. I'm getting a drink, bro. There's no shot.
And my understanding of that is either to be free of the relationship or fight for it. And positive relatedness with Amber through dash vulnerability.
Did and 1/8/15 was the last time you saw or spoke to Mr. Depp as a patient, correct?
I believe that's true.
Did Mr. Depp describe to you at all how his jealousy would present itself, whether he was jealous of a man or a woman in relation to Amber?
It would make him angry. It would make him feel insecure.
Your next witness.
Your Honor, our next witness is Eric George. He was the attorney for Amber relating to the op-ed. Will you please state?
All right.
Your name for the record?
Sure. Eric George, E-R-I-C. Last name is George, G-E-O-R-G-E.
And could you also state your business address, please?
Sure. 2121 Avenue of the Stars, Suite 2800, Los Angeles, California, 90067.
And what is the name of the law firm that you work with?
It's Brown, B-R-O-W-N-E, George, Ross, O'Brien, Anagway, and Ellis.
And you are an attorney, Mr. George?
I am.
And I take it from the name of the firm that you are one of the named partners?
I am indeed.
Okay. What are your areas of practice?
Litigation, largely in the business and entertainment areas.
Have you handled defamation and libel matters?
I have.
Where are you barred? In other words, what states are you?
Hey, yo, what'd I miss?
Sure. In California,
I got a VA
New
energy
York,
drink.
and Washington, D.C.
And then
And are you also a member
some ice
or
water.
board in the United States Supreme Court?
I am.
look at
Can
me
you
getting
please
two
tell
drinks.
us where you attended undergraduate and law school?
Sure. At Georgetown for both undergrad and law school.
What, if any, service did you have with the Council of the United States Senate Judiciary Committee?
Sure. In I'm just pausing to get my dates correct here.
Word.
And
This man is an attorney. This guy is.
approximately March of 1999, I began service as counsel to the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee, where I served through about mid-2000.
And what, if any, service did you have?
That's pretty much what you missed during you asked me questions like about who he is. Oh, okay,
Secretary to the Governor, Pete Wilson.
Sure. From about March 1997 to January of 1999, I was counsel to then Governor Pete Wilson, and my specific title was Deputy Legal Affairs Secretary.
Have you been recognized for your career achievements since you have been an attorney?
I'll say immodestly, yes, in various ways that lawyers are from time to time in magazines and publications and whatnot.
And what, if any, recognition have you received as one of the top 100 attorneys in California?
The legal paper annually puts out a list of the top 100 attorneys in California. And
He's
I've been
top
fortunate
100?
to be selected as one of those for many years.
And what, if any, recognition have you had as being a super lawyer in California?
Super lawyer.
Same
No way.
answer, except that's, I believe it's called Los Angeles Lawyer Magazine. I could have that wrong, but again, annually they put out a list of their super lawyers.
All right. And are you also a member of the American College of Trial Lawyers?
I am.
What is one of the qualifications for becoming a member, being invited to be a fellow of the American College of Trial Lawyers?
Sure. So the college reaches out to individual lawyers who have distinguished themselves and generally occupy the top 1% of law practice. And it's an organization dedicated to the development of professionalism within the practice of law.
I'm going to now turn to Amber Heard, and I'm going to ask you, Mr. George, how long have you known Amber Heard?
I have known Amber Heard, gosh, it's got to be a good 5 years.
I'm going to be referring to an op-ed, and I'm going to use the term op-ed. It's obviously an opinion editorial that Amber Heard ended up ultimately publishing with the ACLU. And so in the Washington Post, December 18, 2018. So as I go through and ask these questions, I'm going to be using just the term op-ed.
Dude, oh my god, dude, look at that fit. That's Johnny's fits are always fucking fire, bro.
That particular publication on December 18,
always stripped out the wazoo.
Sure.
So what, if any, legal representation did you provide to Ms. Heard relating to the op-ed?
She presented to me a draft of the op-ed and asked for my counsel in terms of reviewing it, editing it, and finalizing it for publication.
When is the first time Amber Heard reached out to you in connection with the op-ed and reviewing the op-ed?
It was certainly within the time frame of December 6, 2018.
In connection with the op-ed, what, if anything, was your objective in representing Amber Heard with respect to the review and revision of the op-ed?
I reviewed it and spent some significant time on it to make sure that there would be no meritorious claim that could be brought against her in connection with a defamation or related type of tort claim. And ideally, with that in mind, to minimize the possibility of her ever being sued in connection with publishing it.
So, Mr. George, I'm going to ask you to take a look at exhibit number 9.
Yes.
Are you familiar with this document?
I am.
Please describe what it is.
As its title, it's a judgment of dissolution of the marriage between Amber Heard and Mr. Depp.
Were you familiar with this document
Welcome
and
back,
its
Juju.
contents when you represented Amber Heard relating to the review of the op-ed?
Yes.
And what was your objective in representing and advising Amber Heard on the op-ed in connection with this stipulated judgment of dissolution of marriage?
So my objective was to make sure that there would be no meritorious claim that could be brought against Ms. Heard in connection with the publication of an op-ed, whether that is a tort related to, say, defamation or something akin to it, but also including any contract-based breach claim arising in connection with the judgment.
And what, if any,
Is this video like?
what, if any, indications did you have?
I know it's
from
streaming
Amber
live,
Heard
but is this
during that
video
time frame
like pre-recorded, or
that
is she
Amber
asking questions
did not intend to follow your
like on like a
advice,
Zoom or something?
or did not care if she was in a compromising position or might be at legal risk?
So let me answer that this way. Really 2 points. Number one, there was never anything that she said to me to the effect that she was willing to run some risk of being sued, or that she wouldn't listen to my counsel, or anything of that sort. Number two, that she affirmatively did.
She's asking a question on video call?
In all
Oh.
instances, my counsel with respect to
This
these
bit rate,
particular
bruh.
evidence.
This bit is ass.
What, if any, legal advice provided by you to Amber Heard respecting the Washington Post op-ed was disregarded by Amber Heard?
None, to my knowledge.
What, if any, legal advice provided by you to Amber Heard respecting the Washington Post op-ed was followed by Amber Heard?
All of it.
What, if any, legal advice did you provide to Amber Heard in connection with the drafting and publication of the op-ed that was not made in good faith by you?
I acted in good faith throughout and with the best of my abilities.
All right, your next witness.
Yes, Your Honor. We have Jessica Kovacevic. She's Amber's agent, and that's approximately 27 minutes.
Go ahead, you spell the last name for me.
That's a tough one. Kovacevic.
All right, thank you.
Good afternoon, Ms. Kovacevic. And Ms. Kovacevic, do you know that you are here today in your personal capacity and also as a representative of your agency, WME?
I do.
Ms. Kovacevic, what do you do for work?
I'm a talent agent.
Would you please describe in just very general terms what a talent agent does generally?
Generally, you
That's a
procure
tough one.
work,
I know, right?
for your
Her little
clients.
comments
You,
always get me, bruh. She always says shit
make
like that. It's
introductions, you
funny.
read their scripts, you negotiate their deals.
And I take it Ms. Heard is one of your clients.
Yes.
Did Ms. Heard have a successful career at the time you began working with her?
Yes.
And over the period that you've worked with Ms. Heard as her agent, what have your job
I finished the pizza.
responsibilities entailed?
I got the banana left and the apple.
Like I mentioned before, introducing
We eat
her
apple
to
first,
producers
though.
and
Actually-
directors, writers, studio executives, procuring work for her, introducing
People
her to people that can employ her, and then
Dude, Chad Reno's ass, dude. It doesn't show any of the
and then dealing
emotes.
with whatever happens on
What is this?
while she is working, anything that arises that needs dealing with.
Did you ever, at any point in time, see Mr. Depp hit Ms. Heard?
No.
Were you working with Miss Heard when she was cast in the original Aquaman?
Yeah, I think these are pre-recorded, Kay.
She was cast in. I was.
I'm pretty
she was
sure
cast
these
in
are
Justice
pre-recorded.
League
I'm like
first,
80% sure.
and then the deal was to be in Justice League, the first Aquaman and the second Aquaman.
Did you assist Miss
This
Heard
isn't live,
in
yeah, okay.
procuring the role of Mira in Aquaman?
Yes.
Was Aquaman a successful movie?
I miss
Extremely.
biting into apples.
Was Miss
What?
Heard's performance in the film well received critically?
Oh, fake tooth.
Yes.
Damn, that's ass.
Were there any negative views about Miss Heard's performance in Aquaman?
What up, bro?
In the press, you mean? Or what do you mean specifically?
Well, in the press or otherwise.
No, there weren't any negative.
As her talent agent, did you attempt to renegotiate Miss Heard's salary for Aquaman 2?
Yes.
When did you do that?
We did that around this time last year.
Why did you attempt to renegotiate it at all?
It's standard to
Are you walking home
renegotiate
from
these
school?
types of deals.
W.
It's normal practice. When a movie, I mean, when Aquaman came out, it was the most successful movie of all time ever. So even
Back check.
more so for that reason, but for any successful franchise movie, when you make
My exact
a 3 or 4
reaction.
picture deal like we did,
Oh
in
my
success,
god, dude.
it's difficult to go back and renegotiate the deal.
And now getting to your point, why did you choose to do it last year at this time?
Because that's when her option was
It's
exercised.
raining right
And
now?
when you did get around to trying to negotiate, you
Yeah,
were
go to
WWE
Taco Bell.
successful in doing that.
Correct.
When did he call Warner Brothers to renegotiate the next film?
It would have been the end of February last year.
What year was that? 2021?
Yes.
At some point, were there press reports that Miss Heard was getting released from Aquaman 2?
There were online rumors for a while that she was being replaced.
When did you first hear about this?
Lol.
First, I don't know exactly when, but it was way before. It was way before this. It was maybe even a year before this. 6 months before, maybe.
So nobody ever told you that Warner Brothers
Oh, what face, Amber?
misrepresented the reason that they were replacing Miss
Yo,
Heard,
what up,
correct?
Chelsea?
Why? No, why would they?
Did there come a time when
Hey.
Miss Heard was restored to her role in Aquaman 2?
Yes.
At that time, what were the terms of her restoration to Aquaman 2?
The financial terms.
Yes.
She was going to be making $2 million on the second film.
Was that consistent with the original contract?
Only 2 mil. No, I'm
Yes.
Is this consistent with what Warner Brothers originally gave as the rationale for not using her in Aquaman 2?
The lack of chemistry between her and Jason.
Yes.
Yes.
So did there come a time when WME came to understand that Ms. Heard's role as Mira in Aquaman 2 was diminished in some way?
When she was sent the script, directly, which is the common practice for these films.
You're aware that Ms. Heard has a contract with L'Oreal, correct?
Yes.
Were you working with Ms. Heard when she signed that contract?
Yes.
What's a bot?
A bot is a fake account that's created to execute a certain objective.
Yeah, tell me about it, bro. Motherfuckers be botting me. Follower bots, bruh.
What is your educational background since high school?
Imagine.
College.
What college did you attend?
NYU.
What year did you graduate?
2005.
What was your major?
Communications.
When WME first began working with Ms. Heard as her talent agent, you said she had some success. How well known was Ms. Heard?
She was pretty famous. She was within the industry. You could call anyone and they knew who she was. So she had a certain level of fame.
Is it
She
lagging?
had starred in movies and shows already by that point.
Going back and taking a wider lens, over the time that the several years you've worked with Ms. Heard, how would you characterize the arc of her career?
I would say she was a known actress when I started working with her. Like I said, she was someone that you could call executives and producers and people about everyone, knew her name. She hadn't yet reached big star status, but she was definitely, she could get the lead of an independent movie. She could get the lead of a TV series. When I worked with her, we slowly started to strategically, have her work on some more prestigious projects and work with,
who is calling me, bruh?
Better directors. And then when she got Justice League, that was a, turning point for her. And then Aquaman, subsequently, was obviously the biggest thing she had ever been a part of.
You are. Okay, I was making sure I wasn't lagging. I know they're lagging, but making sure I'm not.
And is the arc of
I
her
better not
career
be.
now on the upswing with her being part of Aquaman 2?
No.
Tell me what you mean. Why not?
Because typically, when you have an actor who is in a movie as successful as Aquaman was,
why does she
their
keep,
career
clarifying
totally
and specifying
changes.
how successful
and
Aquaman
they're in a
was?
different echelon. They
I don't care.
Get
I haven't
more
even seen the movie.
offers. They're just put in a different place, position-wise with studios. They're more bankable, so they can greenlight projects. All of those kind of things are consistent with when you're in a blockbuster of that size. And with her, that did not happen. It happened, very significantly for her co-star. Obviously, he's the lead of the film and he's the title character, but even
Aquaman watch party
even
tomorrow.
a small percentage of that did not happen for her. So that's my assessment.
What evidence sitting here today do you have that this caused her career any harm?
Because evidence in that, in my experience and the experience of my colleagues in the experience of this business, your career takes a turn after something like that. She was very well received in the movie at the time. Everyone was very happy with her at the time. There was no issues. And then to have a complete downturn after that, and then have that coincide with constant tweets and negativity put out about her. I don't have a physical piece of paper of evidence, but it's the only logical conclusion I can draw.
Can you name a single role she has lost as a result of any activity by Adam Waldman or anyone at his behest?
There was a movie at Amazon that she had been offered with Gael Garcia Bernal. I don't know what the final title of it is called now. I can look it up. It had a working title at the time. That they took away from her, and the lead actor who was a producer on it very much wanted it to be her and was very frustrated with the process. And no one can say out loud, we're taking this away from her because of this bad press, because it's nothing she did, and it's all hearsay, and it's all whatever. But
I know way she just used.
There's no other reason.
Okay.
Now, Ms. Kovacevic, you've testified a bit about Adam Waldman, correct?
Correct.
And can you point us to any career opportunities that Ms. Heard has lost because of any statements made by Mr. Waldman?
I mean, the Amazon movie, for one, is one that is tangible, because that is an example of something that she had before all of it that was then taken away. I know that a campaign she shot for Todd's via Katie Slater was scrapped and not used. There was not another specific example because, like I said to you, no one is going to say to me, oh, we can't hire her because of these tweets or whatever. They just don't want to hire someone that has bad press around them from, these accusations. No one wants someone who's being accused of a liar and making something up and, abusing somebody. No one wants that association with their project.
And directing your attention
So,
10 pages into the article, there's another quote from Mr. Waldman. Mr. Waldman states in this article, quote, quite simply, this was an ambush, a hoax. They set Mr. Depp up by calling the cops, but the first attempt didn't do the trick. The officers came to the penthouses, thoroughly searched and interviewed, and left after seeing no damage to face or property. So Amber and her friends spilled a little wine and roughed the place up, got their stories straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second call to 911, end quote. Did I read that correctly?
It just shows the top part of that on this page, but the top part was correct.
Okay. Did any was WME aware of Adam's statement, Mr. Waldman's statements in this particular article?
Yes.
Now, you testified a little bit earlier about there being tweets from Adam, and I assume you were referring to Adam Waldman. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what, if any, impact did it have on Amber Heard's career and career path to have Mr. Depp's lawyer putting out statements in the press and in tweets that Amber Heard was lying, making things up, creating a hoax?
Chad, holy.
I think that his comments spurred on, it just added fuel to the fire.
Okay, Bianca.
So there was already so much media coverage.
And that's what you observed?
That's what I observed.
I'm going to take you to Aquaman, and I'll call it Aquaman 1 just to make it a little bit easier to understand. What, if any, performance issues were raised with Amber Heard by anyone that was responsible for the filming of Aquaman?
No performance issues raised whatsoever.
And what was your understanding of how Amber tested with the audiences in Aquaman?
My understanding was that she tested extremely well.
And this is an Aquaman has reflected all the markers of a very successful movie at this point?
Yes.
You testified earlier that it's quite typical when you have a series of 3 to 4 films in a franchise or a series to be able to renegotiate as you go into the sequels. Do you recall that testimony?
Yes.
Okay. And why is that?
Because you make the initial deals, before the movie has done, well. And then when the movie overperforms like that, it's a custom.
In light of the success of Aquaman, would you expect that Amber Heard would be receiving endorsements as of this time?
Yes.
And what is the typical process that happens after someone has starred in a very successful movie, such as Aquaman and Amber with Mira?
The endorsement department would, a combination of offers and then seeking out opportunities.
Now, given Amber's career trajectory leading up
When
to
did
immediately
Aquaman come out?
after the success of Aquaman 1, did you expect her career to go on an upward, downward trajectory, or stay the same?
I expected an upward trajectory.
And why is that?
Because in success of a film like that, it's usually always the case.
And immediately after the successes of Aquaman, would you have expected Amber's annual earnings to increase, decrease, or stay the same compared to the previous 5 years?
I would have expected them to increase.
And why is that?
Because her profile had been raised internationally. She was in a movie that was successful worldwide. And when you are in a movie that performs that well worldwide, your bankability is stronger. You can finance an independent film more easily. You can greenlight a film more easily. You can just do more and for more money.
Do you recall what the budget was for Aquaman?
The first one, I don't know. It would have been probably somewhere between 150 and 200 million.
Immediately after the success of Aquaman, would you have expected Ms. Heard to continue to earn at least the fee she made on Aquaman on future big budget studio firms, or less or more?
First one came out.
That becomes an actor's quote, their fee, and yes, typically, like, you will then earn your, not on a tiny independent film, you couldn't make that much money on that, but another studio film, another film at a streamer or whatever, something like that, you would make that much or potentially get a raise.
Other than Aquaman 2, has Amber obtained any roles with a budget the size of Aquaman's?
No.
Has she been hired for any films with budgets over 100 million?
No.
Immediately after the success of Aquaman, would you expect the success of Aquaman and her starring role in that film to increase her ability to get more movie studios to be interested in her, decrease, or stay the same?
Increase.
And did it?
No.
Would you expect her to get more TV roles?
Objection.
Yeah. And why?
Why? Because I mentioned earlier in the conversation,
did this guy just say objection and just kept
films
going?
are so blended now, and there's much less of a delineation between picking projects between film and TV.
And did Amber receive more TV roles as a result of Aquaman, the success of Aquaman?
No.
Immediately
That's what I'm saying,
after
Kay.
the success of Aquaman, would you have
They
expected
keep
Amber to star
bringing
in
up
more
the
than
success
one
of
project per
Aquaman,
year,
but how did
less,
she get that
or the
role,
same?
huh?
It depends. If it was a big, Aquaman takes up 6 months of the year. Big movies take up longer time. Indies, you can do a couple of them a year. It just depends. So I wouldn't put a number on it, but definitely more than 0.
And has Amber starred in more than one project per year since then?
No.
Immediately after the
She done
success of
anything?
Aquaman,
She hasn't done
did you
anything
expect
since
Amber to
Aquaman?
earn between $5 and $10 million a year for the next 5 years?
I would have expected to renegotiate on Aquaman 2, most certainly. And so right there, that would have been significantly more. And she would have, yes, I would have expected her to earn more in a combination of TV, film, and more endorsements.
Was it your understanding that WME passed on to L'Oreal suggestions to assist them in being able to block some of the harassing Instagrams they were getting at that time?
Yes.
All right. Let's bring up 30 again, please. Now, did in fact L'Oreal suspend having Amber Heard on the International Women's Day campaign?
Yes.
What the conditions were for the renewal?
It was just essentially that they were renewing her. It was the same fee. That was the bulk of it. It wasn't, like a raise, but they were extending her.
Okay. And typically coming out of the success of Aquaman, would you have anticipated that Amber could have negotiated larger fees for commercial projects?
Yes, we would.
Okay. And why would that be?
Because her profile had been raised. She was, she had done something super successful. Typically, that's what you would do. Bro. That would just be the standard practice.
When did you first learn about the Change.org petition that was out there to try to get Amber Heard dropped from Aquaman 2?
Oh my god, that shit was funny as shit. Dude, Okay, I'm sorry to pause it like mid live, but like, holy, there was like 4.5. The last time I saw it, it had 4.5 million signatures to remove Amber from Aquaman, the one successful movie she's in. 4.5 million people were signed a petition to remove her. That shit's, oh my god. It made me giggle just a little bit.
Were you aware of it as of May 27, 2020?
Yes.
You earlier talked about bots in response to one of Mr. Chu's questions. What, if anything, was your understanding of these bots at this time, during this time frame?
My understanding is just based off my own, mainly based off my own research, just clicking on the accounts myself, and then discussing it amongst the team.
And what did you learn when you did that?
Just as I would go through, daily, just looking at comments or, just the negative comments, clicking on them. Many of them were just kind of accounts made for this kind of commentary, or just accounts that just had, no followers, no posts, nothing, or following just Amber and Johnny, things like that.
And I'm sorry. And so, what did you learn from clicking onto those that led you to believe they were bots?
They weren't consistent with what I know to be actual Instagram accounts.
When you look to set a career trajectory for an actor who just broke out in a major franchise film, would you look to other comparable actors' careers to ascertain what type of acting jobs they could
shit,
get?
dude.
I mean, I've been doing this job for, quite some time, so I don't necessarily look to one or the other, but
It's changing as we speak. Actually, as we speak.
What was at the time the most successful film ever released, the natural progression is growth and more films.
Welcome back, Beyond. Bro, it's
work,
6:50
more
a.m. and you're
money, all that
watching.
stuff.
Bro,
And
it's
when you say
1:50
the
p.m.
most
What are you
successful
talking
film
about?
Ever, you're referring to Aquaman 1, correct?
Correct.
Good morning.
Okay.
I guess.
Are comparable actors' salaries used in your mind to ascertain
Surely.
the asking price for an actor in a
Surely
similar
they'll take it
film?
off after
Are
4.5
comparable
mil.
actors' salaries used in your mind to ascertain the asking price for an actor in a similar film?
I finished my food, guys.
Would you consider Ana de Armas' career to be comparable to Amber's in measuring where Amber would have been after Aquaman 1? Or should have been?
Ana de Armas, yes, I would say that would be a comparable. That would be a good comp.
Actually, it's 2.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
Why don't you actually
Is that
shut
what
the
you have
fuck
to
up?
do? That's it. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our day and the end of our week. So I want to make sure you have a good 3 days and come back for our last week of testimony and enjoy your weekend. I just want to remind you again of what we need to remember as we go through the weekend, okay? So you're not to read anything about this case. You're not to watch anything about this case. You're not to listen to anything about the case. This applies to television, newspapers, magazines, the internet, and any online sites. Further, you're not to read, watch, or listen to anything about this case on any social media networking site or streaming service. In addition, you must not communicate with anyone about the case, whether in person, over the phone, by email, text, or instant messaging, or by any other electronic or non-electronic means. This includes your fellow jurors, friends, family, co-workers, acquaintances, and strangers. I also instruct you that you cannot do any research or make inquiries about this case, whether online or by any other means. For example, you cannot look information up on the internet that is related to this case or related to the persons involved in this case, nor may you consult dictionaries or other reference materials. What you learn about this case is limited to what you learn in the 4 walls of this courtroom when proceedings are underway, all right? So enjoy your weekend. We'll see you early, 9 o'clock, ready to go Monday morning, okay? Thank you.
Started streaming 7 hours ago, bro. I didn't even notice that. Holy shit, dude. Excuse me. Has anyone spoken about how Amber took a fat shit on the bed? Yeah. Yeah.
All right, and also...
Oh shit, also?
This matter,
Pause?
Ms. Heard and Mr. Depp, please do not do any posts on social media over the weekend and no public statements, please. All right. And we will see you on Monday
Surely
morning.
one
As for the
tweet will be
attorneys,
fine, right?
Tomorrow. I thank you for all the jury instructions, objections, for going through those
I
now.
stood.
I appreciate
Pog you,
that.
Gigi.
I am missing some exhibits from depositions that we need to get. So
Yeah,
we
this shit is
Jamie so we
live,
can get
okay?
those get them all taken care of for the week. Another thing that I'm doing, just to give you information.
So what did they start
getting IT
with?
together
They
to
started
do a
with.
laptop for
Are
the
these all?
jurors for deliberations. The
These are
laptop
like
is
all
basically
Amber's
the audio and the video files on
witnesses and stuff. Is that all today was? Amber's shit.
It's not gonna have any Wi-Fi or internet or no passwords, so it's just gonna have that on it.
Interesting.
So once I get it, and I
Oh shit! Wait, they're still standing.
both parties take a look at it and make sure everything is on there. That's supposed to be on there, and that's going to go to the jury when the physical evidence goes to the jury. Okay? It just seemed like that was a better way to do it for the audio and the video files. Okay? As far as times go, I can give you your updated times as of this minute. For plaintiff has used 42 hours and 45 minutes.
I didn't know they were so standing.
Defendant has used 53 hours and 1 minute. So the time remaining for the plaintiffs is 18 hours and 30 minutes. And the time for the defendants is 8 hours and 14 minutes. Okay? So anybody have any other issues before we're done for tonight?
No, thank you very much.
Not at this
All right, we'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Yes?
Thank you.
8 a.m. tomorrow. Fuck that, dude. 8 a.m. I'm not waking up for that shit. Wait, no way, we're still standing, dude. Holy shit. How long do we gotta stand for, bruh? Oh, wait, we're leaving. Never mind. They're leaving. I'm staying. Well, at least we caught, like, that last bit of the trial, so that's okay. That's fine. Got to see this man, a little bit of this man, and then all of hers as well. Alright. Not too shabby. I think there's still like another VOD I need to watch of when Amber testifying as well. So like if I need to eat again this stream, which I probably will, I'll just pull up that VOD and we can watch that. No. Actually, this one. The question is now, though, what games do we play? What games do we play? Ooh, I'm gonna hit the hey. Nah, I'm finna. Nay. Ooh, okay. I'm about to get food. I need to clean up my food, bro. Look at this. Dan's game. Also, I need to end this recording for YouTube. So if you're still watching on YouTube, subscribe. That was the end of the Amber Heard part 3, I think. Bye, YouTube.